How can we tell if sensory avoidance stems from OCD or sensory hypersensitivity? This one gets asked a lot, and it's a little bit of a false question because we think of sensory sensitivity maybe as its own thing that people will sometimes say sensory processing disorder. We don't have a sensory processing disorder in the DSM. All we have is in the autism chapter, we have a criteria about sensory hypersensitivity as part of the diagnosis for autism. Then in the expanded text that goes past just the symptom criteria in the DSM, sensory sensitivity is common to a lot of diagnoses. It's present in ADHD. It's also present in OCD. It's also present in other neurodevelopmental conditions like fetal alcohol syndrome disorder. It is absolutely possible to have sensory hypersensitivity that's part of OCD, and it's not attributable to some other diagnosis. Now, thinking about it that way, we can say, do people with sensory sensitivity respond to exposure and desensitization procedures? And is that going to be any different if it's coming from autism or if it's coming from OCD or it's no diagnosis at all? What we know is that people sometimes get partial desensitization, so they might get like a little bit better at tolerating something, but it still might be a very aversive thing that never fully goes away. Really, the question that we should be asking around sensory sensitivity is, what's this person's prognosis? Have they been given opportunities to try out evidence-based treatment that will help with desensitizing? And did we listen to the individual as they went through those interventions about how it was working out for them? We can't necessarily tell just because someone has a taste aversion, for example, that if it's going to be an autism diagnosis or an OCD diagnosis that follows. The one thing that we can tell is if someone has a scary story that's wrapped up in the sensory issue, like it's going to cause me to die and we know they don't have an allergy to this, or it's going to cause me to feel distressed forever, those sorts of things are more common to OCD. And just the initial aversion, something I don't like, but maybe I could be a little bit flexible about, but I'm going to pay for that flexibility. That is not inherently compulsion. It's not necessarily autism either. It can be just part of that sensory sensitivity in general.
This video is part of a frequently asked question and answer series recorded live during an IOCDF OCD Autism Special Interest Group meeting. For more information, please check out the OCD Autism Resource Center on the IOCDF webpage. And while you're there, please sign up for the SIG email mailing list to receive announcements for future presentations.